Oakley dokley.
2 weeks ago,
Jeez.
Big Meanie reared his face back into our lives.
Not Big
Hmm.
Meanie.
You're referring to Astaroth, the two-headed
Ye-
Cerberus, because the third was cut off?
yeah, God's Big Meanie. That Wolpa was very nice enough to catch his actual name because the rest of us just the rest of us were just making fun of Dondi for being CK's little puppet.
The rest of us have trauma. What the heck?
The rest of us had a fucking Cerberus thrown at us.
It'd be a shame if it happened again.
Do it again.
Oh yeah, I rewatched the VOD for that one for research purposes, of course. The distress in all our voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, ooh, yes, we spoke with Edric. We found out God's Big Meanie is now living in Berlioz's basement. We're not. We know in a sense kind of how he got there, but we also don't really know. It's like the
We also don't know
semantics of
why.
it or why.
Um,
We can make
Mom
a
doesn't
couple
know.
hypotheses, or so we think.
As far as you know.
Because
As far as
anybody
we
getting
know.
past her deception check's gonna be fucking ridiculous.
Um, Edric hasn't told Mom. That's what you do know.
What was said in the dungeon stays in the dungeon.
Exactly.
Um, exactly. Um, yes. Uh, oh, Whoopa went to go get Big Meanie some food.
Mm.
Opa went hunting.
Whoopa
It
has
definitely scared Seamus a little. No.
interesting characteristics that we above board are only able to see our characters in game are not currently aware of. Although I know Whoopa's definitely trying to at
Uh
least has mentioned it a couple of times, uh
well,
dropping it
Seamus
a
knows a
couple of times for fun.
little bit in the sense that what the insight say? Or no, investigation, I think is what it was. But it would he checked the corpse and he learned something interesting.
Oh.
That they absolutely murdered a fucking bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Oh,
was done quickly
Minimal effort.
and without magic.
Absolutely, if one may say.
It's not often you
I-
run into somebody under 5 feet tall that can snap the neck of a full size bear.
I'd like to imagine Whoopa gave it a big hug and then just
Oh, that's definitely what happened.
that's what I like to imagine.
sent it out with a smile.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was kind of peaceful, actually. The bear just never saw it coming.
The
uh,
bear probably thought it had a meal delivered to it right up until the meal killed it.
it was cute.
To someone.
There, it's cute to me. Above board. um,
That's terrifying.
yes. There was some interesting things that Jakar and Omu saw in the hall. Heard, not saw, heard in the hall.
The
Um,
problem was that they didn't see anything.
yeah, the problem is that they didn't see anything. Cute. Um, yep. And then once we got the list of names, we went into more of the
Oh, you gonna
kingdom
explain that
to
part of it? You just totally. The whole main thing
Did
that
I-
we've been dealing
ahead.
with right now.
Oh yeah, the people disappearing.
I was gonna get there. We just had to wait for Edric to give us the names. That was the issue.
No, I just
This
meant
was-
like
it-
in the
it-
recap for people who would like have zero context of what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, wait. I was getting there. But I'm confused now. What did I miss?
You
So,
never mentioned that there was a missing
10
persons
plus people
situation.
have
Well, that was
disappeared. And
OJ's recaps just literally cover the last session, okay?
Okay, I just mean like, context is only an extra sentence. It's fine. We're moving on.
OJ's gonna sit here now and pout. I'm done.
All right, go ahead and pout. So 10 plus people have disappeared. And
you.
the current marshal and former stable boy and present possible dipshit, Edric, gave us a bunch of their names.
You can remove the possible from that.
So,
You leave my boy
former
alone.
stable boy, the once and always dipshit, and current marshal,
There we
Edric,
go. There we go.
told us that a bunch of people had disappeared, including Krevon Rusk Malik, which is just a hell of a name, as well as several others. Yeah, but his name is Krevon Rusk Malik, so we're gonna. I put the quotation marks in and everything. We have to respect that. We went into the town looking for them. Didn't get a lot of information. And then went back. Weird, strange voices in the halls. Found a Cerberus. Its name is Astaroth. It recognized the smell of 2 infernal shapeshifters. Astaroth claimed that if freed, it would return to the Hells and could potentially transport us with it in order to seek vengeance on its former masters who left it behind in the prison.
Oh, you know what? That's
What
a
am I
fun little
missing?
tiddly bit that I needed for myself. This is why we do the recap. This is why I make you guys do the recap. No, I'm just kidding. The recaps aren't for the people watching, it's for me. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it. We left off with you guys returning from the outer city. I don't really trust him. That's rude. It's a caged puppy. What's he doing to you? Right this second.
I have vivid war flashbacks.
Right
of
this
many
second.
things that dog attempted to do to me. Don't ask me what did he do to you.
Right this second, he is causing trauma.
He's bringing back. He's triggering PTSD.
Another magic missile with his name on it.
That's how you finished it off the first time,
Mhm.
which you later found out was just knocking it out. That's terrifying.
Okay, we knocked it out and cut a head off, and that wasn't enough. Which, I mean, fair. It has 3 of them.
I mean,
I would actually like to point out, because I did listen further into the VOG finishing it, Seamus, you actually stabbed each one of the heads, and that did nothing to it.
True.
well, the last time Seamus, or the first time, I guess rather, Seamus stabbed something to ensure its death. It didn't die.
Also,
You're not very,
very
good at
true.
killing people.
That's fucked up. Hey, don't say that about him. he's
I'm sorry.
he's actually very successful in his career, former career.
What the hell?
Sorry. That was a bump.
You do realize he wasn't an assassin, right? That wasn't like his main job. He was meant to collect information. You have to excuse him if killing doesn't come as easy to him. Or, well, it comes pretty easy. He's just not as good at it, okay? Leave him alone.
It's not his primary
The
function.
worst possible overlap of willingness and skill. It's like, I'm fine with killing people, I'm just not good at it.
Exactly.
That
He didn't
sucks.
practice it. He doesn't take joy in it, but he'll do it.
Anyways, enough of the
Yeah.
puppy that's currently living in the basement.
But we're just getting started.
Puppy, 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 puppy.
I mean, what? And you guys are actually just returning from the outer city to back to the castle to go find Edric. So we will start there. Wolf and I talked about their thing. Omo is going to be, he's not with us tonight in person. However, most likely, well, he kind of already had said at the end of last session that he was heading directly back towards the library for more questions. Although I think he was interested in hearing whatever it is that Edric had to say. Um, considering the situation when you guys went down to city. Um, is there anything else anyone was doing? Anything specific? Just whether it was on your way back or arriving.
I don't think today is the day for me to spend 10 hours copying a ritual over, so
That's a good
don't-
point.
Today's a
don't-
good day.
that's it for now.
There's always a good day. What do you mean? I'm gonna do one of these. Oh, I don't actually need this window open. I have two
Oh
big
shit,
windows
my
open.
character sheet.
Okay, cool.
I guess I'd like
Um,
to pop in on Archimedes, either just see if he does in fact have the 250 golds worth of fine inks and a private space for me set aside, as well as access to any other arcane ritual, the stuff in the letter.
Yes, actually, upon arrival to the library, you would find all of those things. In the back far corner of the library, there is a seated area full. There's a couple of tables there, and there's a podium where it seems like Archimedes had a book open. The book itself is not really anything special. It is on a few like incantations, um, but for the most part, on the table set is quite a few stacks of parchment for you, um, the inks and pens for you as well. He set aside a few things. He didn't know if you should need any light fixtures of any kind, considering the duration of time. But there are a few extra candles and a lantern set aside for you as well.
And any additional like rituals from his book or the castle's like archives?
So that's kind of the interesting thing. There is what did I write here? Hold on one second. Relax. Who the fuck is speeding around the corner? I think there was like two of them that I put in here. I just have to find them real quick. Why do I
You
do
are
this? I open 7 fucking windows and then I can't find anything I need. 7 windows per fucking monitor, and I have like 3 of them.
absolutely.
Search in my notes.
There are a couple of ritual spells that I had also created if you wanted to pass those along. But by all means, if you
Sure.
all
If
from-
you have anything specific that you were looking for, um, that you had created, you can send those to me, and I'll let you know. I can also just send
Sure.
you a couple of things that I had set aside that might interest you.
Yeah, whatever you got's great. Let's see. Let me throw a couple of spells at you. Go
Oh.
to my channel. Paste. There's foster change. And here are Yahiram's daily preparations. Those are the two.
Okey-dokey. Was this class specifically what you were looking into? So I think I wrote down a couple.
Yeah, as long as they're wizard spells, I'm interested.
Okay. So there is this one. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, I don't think that he would have access to, nor does Wolpa have the capability to cast steal time and give time, which is probably for the best because that one's kind of terrifying.
Ooh.
There's this one,
God, that is terrifying. Love it.
and then
Yeah, yeah. Certain little shit would love that.
I don't know why that says that, but that's fine. I think I've got. And then there's one more in here that I have if you want to see that one too.
Oh, I'm being sent things in my personal channel. Ah,
Ha 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 ha. So you can choose. Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't know how much of what you would like to share with
I mean,
because it's written down, like, you can read it, and it's not like
yeah.
that secret message has been given technically.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I'll whatever resources are being if I have the inks and papers and everything to copy all of these, I'll just be like, hey, whatever adventures you guys do for the next 3 days, I'm out. I gotta go hit the books. Um,
Yeah, because I mean, like, essentially, it like on the podium itself, like there would be, or I guess rather in the podium, there's like stacks of books, and like this is like the stuff that would be in it. Archimedes would have just gathered as a few books for you at your interest.
Yeah, I would love to get cracking on and copy all of these if possible.
Sure. This would be a dedicated 10 hours then.
Oh, would be that's 10
Well, I
hours
mean,
is
if
just
you're
for
10 hours,
the
it's just for the yeah. I mean, like
it's
that's
2
the
hours per spell level. So let's see here. 5,
I didn't even
7,
add up all the
12,
spell levels here.
15, 19, 20. I'm gonna need a good 48 hours, gang.
Nobody talked to me.
48 hours. That is just dedicated to this, so not even factoring in rest and all that other stuff. Although I'd probably be willing to like take a level or two of exhaustion to get this done quicker, because otherwise it would take like a whole week.
Yeah. Truthfully, if you had to stop, add on 8 hours in between there. God, yeah, that's rough on anybody. That's 48 hours just only transcribing there.
Yep, just transcribing magic words and glyphs and runes, and if I mess this up a little bit, then I'll try to do a ritual and all of our bodies will be rent asunder. So no pressure.
Yay. I mean, no.
Hold up.
Hold on a minute.
What?
What's the last bit?
Who said that? What? You don't want spaghettification?
No, no, no.
You know that's what happens through time and space. Come on now.
But yeah, I
Seamus
guess I'll
just
get
got
started
free.
on.
He's finally free of shit for the most part.
Aw, keep telling yourself that.
Ooh, I got an idea. Can
Yes.
I would love to learn that last one you sent first.
Ooh, okay. I had a feeling.
That way I could probably
I said
down
the
on
best for
time.
last.
Yeah, I think if I do this and then I put the bubble over the desk, it'll still be hell for me, but it should wrap up, what, 60 times faster? So instead of 43 hours, so it'll be 5 hours to do this, and then 43 hours at 60 times quicker. It
I
would
don't
not
math
take long.
very well, but it would be considerably faster. Yes.
Yeah, it would
As in
take
less
me.
than a day faster.
Yeah, it would take me about an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll as soon as I get here, I'll just get cracking on that.
For us, it'll be a quarter of a day. For you, it'll be
About a week,
lovely.
because I'm gonna have to sleep too. I can't just raw dog a 48-hour transcribing marathon. I have to eat and
Nah,
rest.
you're telling me your
and-
character needs sleep? What do you
And
mean?
food.
Well, sleep is a
Hydration.
strong word. I need rest. I wouldn't go so far as to say that I need sleep.
That's a good point.
You need rest? Oh no.
It's not the same as sleep. I can't even be put to sleep. You can't stop me.
Why
Yeah,
are
they
there
put
people
people to sleep if you
screaming
try
in the
hard enough.
streets at 9 p.m.?
One would
Why?
say unconsciousness is sleep, so they just need to knock you the fuck out.
I would love to see you try.
I said they, not Seamus. Seamus saw the wound to the to the bear. He's like, no.
Then I would love to see someone bigger try.
We'll save that for Drakar later.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'd love to see that match.
Mhm.
On a random side note, what is up with these stretchy characters in campaigns?
You cut that out right now, sir. Hold on, let me see if I can go find an image, like a GIF, real quick, of what I think of every single time you guys mention my character as a stretchy goblin, because it's very specific, and I only a GIF or an image can really.
Blue Jay, if you are still muted, unmute.
Yes.
Oh
You've
shit.
been quiet too long.
Sorry, I can see my fan, or I can see my little thing glowing, and I know you guys say, "No, Blue Jay, we don't hear your fan." Uh,
We
Blue Jay still
don't.
gets self-conscious about it.
But Blue Jay, you just went over the streams. You know we don't hear the fan.
Okay.
uh, no, I get you though. My mic, whenever it picks up other shit, I question it every time.
I also went to grab my food because it was outside. Actually, it was sitting outside for 7 minutes. I did not notice.
No.
That's fine.
That's what his fucking name
Well,
was.
it's a good thing it's not actually cold out.
Mm.
It's probably still lukewarm food, which is not great, but
No, I was just vibing with all the stuff Wolpa's doing. I was just listening.
Wolf is being a menace. I love it.
No, Wolpa's just being a usual spellcaster that likes to learn magic.
Most of my magic is performed via rituals, so I need to get new ones. You don't just.
That's
I don't spontaneously come up with these things in the wild. This is my first opportunity since even acquiring this book to put new things in it.
you ain't gotta explain things to me. Seamus's entire shtick is he learns magic by watching others. Every one of his spells is a derivative of someone else's or an exact copy. He imitates. Mike, stop picking up weird noises.
Discord didn't have it, so I had to go find it.
Stretching goblin.
Oh my god.
That's what I think of every fucking time.
Charlie,
I hate
that's a
it.
good thought.
No,
I love it.
no, stop.
Is Esteban. Stretchy goblin. It's okay. We just put some books on top of his head. He'll go back to his normal shape.
No. They actually have really round heads, so Burden don't. I don't know how I don't think it would work that way.
Oh, well, damn. I tried, Esteban, to make you not stretchy and back to just goblin.
I'm still part goblin.
Yeah, and part stretchy.
That's the worst.
It's like Mr. Fantastic. Except for maybe we
It's
don't try to
nothing.
confuse
No,
people.
it's not like that at all. My limbs don't do that.
As for shit we're doing, if we're, I guess, taking a break with Belios, are we going back and Belios just asking people in the castle now? What is happening?
Yeah, so that was kind of specifically what my question was for, in terms of what you guys were doing, because, well, now for a little bit of context, Omu is going back to the library back to the library, and for some more light reading on the entire history of Narfel. Well,
Light reading.
Wopa
damn
is
it.
going to begin their cram session. Quite literally after they learn this first new spell. I highly suggest stretching first because sitting can do horrible things to your back. I'll tell you that firsthand. Yeah, and then Berlioz, I don't know what you were planning to do first.
Yeah, no, I just wanted you guys to run through your thing first before I said anything, which is also why I was muted because I didn't want to interrupt.
Yep, yep.
You're fine.
Um, well,
Well, mine is based off of yours, so.
yeah, I mean, I guess, well, we're down 2 party members, which is fine. Um, I mean, Berlioz is still going to ask because we got back to the castle and it's pretty much nighttime, yeah?
Yeah, we're heading into like the evening here.
Yeah. So, I mean, Berlioz would probably go speak to Edric one more time in regards to the more effeminate name on the list because that was the one name that uh regardless of us asking about, no one knew who that was.
Serena
So
Vexwind.
Yes.
yes. So it was more to figure out where we found this name. Actually, I also have an above board question, and more directed towards Morgan. Did Wolpa mention when they dropped off the lady back at her house that the husband had mentioned about the people missing, and he did for a split second say that his brother was one of the people, but then Whoopa just walked off because it was not prominent information to what she was seeking.
Um, yeah, I mean, any information that had been passed along to me would have been then communicated to the group. Fully, like, I think I literally think I was speaking over that and not, like, interrupting a little bit later in my ears because I do not even remember hearing that. So that's
I
information to Morgan, but I'm guessing
um
if the mic lag is canon, then Wolpa heard that, even if Maury didn't.
okay. Yeah, because I had noticed it's I listen back to the VODs occasionally to re-up my notes. And that was the funniest thing was that he started talking about his brother being one of the people that missing were missing, and Whoopa just left because it was not prominent information to what she had asked. So
That rules. That whips ass.
I am on board love it if that was in character, even if it was an accident. But yes, so that would be another person also to go back and interact with because if that person has missing is what's going through my brain. Um yes, so that would be another individual we could actually probably get more information out of if we talk to him more. Um because we currently have 3 names and unless one of these 3 names are this individual's brother, that means we can have a 4th name added to the list and someone with a close relation to a person that was missing.
And if you're lucky, he'll have turned his life around and be very
And
cooperative.
yeah, if we're lucky, he's turned his life around because Whoopa used suggestion, which was great. So yes, ultimately we're going to see Edric. Sorry, that was such a tangent that went off somewhere else, but for important reasons.
Okay. So you're going to find Edric. Um, do you know where he is?
You're gonna make me call Elsa.
Well, I don't know. Do
Pick
you
me
know
up.
where he is?
No.
Neat.
I think I think I think what Berlioz would do was look for him um through different parts of the castle at first without asking Elsa. Um I will gladly roll a terrible investigation check
Oh my
to try
god,
to find this
fantastic.
boy.
If that had been your plan since before we parted ways to hit the library, I'd hit you with a parting guidance and then go vanish.
I feel like you would have known that that's what they were doing.
All right, good luck. Here's guidance. Bing.
You got it,
Thank
friend.
you. Right.
You can
And
tell 'cause the bell jingled. That's how you know it's magic.
Exactly.
with the pink
Bing.
investigation.
Seamus is helping you, by the way, so you do have advantage.
Oh boy, that's gonna help my +2 for sure. That looks
Don't worry.
great. The dice tell
Wow.
the story,
I
not me.
don't know. So as you're for a whopping 9, I love that. There's no. A D20 has 20 sides. A D20 has 20 sides. 5 and a 3. Best I can give you.
I'm almost
Take it or
leave it.
tempted to ask-
For
I'm almost
this.
tempted to ask if I can roll investigation for no other reason than I want to see if I can get
Okay.
higher.
Yeah, sure.
Just because it amused me.
All right, guys.
I mean, it's a statistic and probability, right? I only have a +1 to investigation, so I'm not expecting much anyway. Nah, it's a nat 1. I couldn't get higher anyway.
Technically, you
mean,
could because
Theoretically,
Seamus is
if you were
around.
with us and you rolled that, you'd roll again because Seamus. But
Yeah.
it's
Help
more
Wow.
funny.
funsies, roll
It's
another
it's
one.
really
Berlioz.
apt though, right? Just to roll a nat 1 on that.
Yeah, I mean, Drakkar barely knows who the fuck we're looking for, let alone where they might be. He knows a total of 5 rooms.
He's killing it. Awesome. So as you guys are unfortunately unsuccessfully searching, wow. I think on your 9, you guys would have checked at least like 5+ rooms
Who?
that he most likely should have been in, and he was not. And I would say the last room you leave is probably the basement at this point because you're like, fuck, man, where else can he be? It's okay. In your defense, it's been a while since you've been home. We'll blame it on that. Yeah, you guys are exiting the basement and arriving back toward probably I would say like the kitchen at this point. Just go find somebody. And as you guys are leaving, you turn the corner and you damn near almost run into Alpha. I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there, Master. Are you looking for something? Did you need help? Can I get you anything?
Could you take us to Edric, please?
Oh, of course. Follow me. She immediately turns on her heels and just starts she has a very fast-paced walk. It's almost like a scurry down the hall. She rounds a few corners before taking you guys outside. Outside in the courtyard, snow has effectively further blanketed what was already there. You're probably looking at about 6 inches of snow at this point. It seems to have stopped for the time being. But that bitter cold is still cold. You leave one cold place, you enter another. That's what you get. following the courtyard. By the way, Elsa's still wearing like her basic uniform, which does not include pants. So, is she bothered by it? Absolutely not.
This is
So,
normal.
following her. What? What? This is normal? Which part?
So this is normal. All of it.
She doesn't wear pants. Also doesn't believe in pants. Pants are for the devil. Or something like that.
It's a lot
Yes.
of beliefs.
Doesn't believe in anything that you know of. We don't actually know what Elsa believes in or thinks or does in her personal time. No one knows. Leading you guys out back toward the stables. And while you guys are out there, you see Edric wearing far less of his royal armors here, resigned to a pair of trousers and a loose fitting shirt. Still tucked in, of course, and his boots, and he is tending to, or he's putting up rather some tack from a horsey that looks like this. Baba horsey.
I'm holding back, just so you know.
No, let it out.
Yeah. Composed. Um. Yes. Berlioz would kind of I don't think he'd be one to interrupt. He'd just kind of wait until they're noticed or Elsa has mentions their presence. This is also probably the closest he's gotten to the horse, but so he's kind of like
Let me-
instinctively trying to hold himself back from wanting to touch the horse.
Sorry, the just bombardment of text messages. Um, so you approach, and as Edric is kind of again, he's putting up the tack and saddle, undressing the horse here. Um, and as you creep, well, you're not really creeping, but as you kind of saunter that direction, Elsa will bow and scurry away again. Doesn't say anything at all. And you approach, and it doesn't seem like the horse really has any kind of like effect toward you or any of you, truthfully, approaching it. Um, and but however, Edric does kind of remove the bridle and replaces it with a halter, and kind of tugs on it, holds it a little close to the horse itself, just in case. Um, but he kind of sees you guys and very relaxed. Just have you guys found anything out about the names I gave you?
Well, one of the names we were curious on where you got it because no one we asked seemed to know anything about them.
Oh,
And it was
which one?
Serena Vexwin.
Oh, I mean, surely you found something on them, right?
he'll look at Seamus in regards to the area that they had went to go question, but
Um, the hmm, the ones we asked seem to have no idea who that was in the least, and even even with some drinks bought and some modicum of friendliness acquired, they still that particular name was one they didn't know. There was no recognition in their eyes.
Hmm.
Whereas the other two names, at least, they recognized. Although one was one we're told not to do some digging into for our own safety.
Right. Um. Huh. Did you I guess I probably should have
Um,
mentioned.
Also, at his like insistence on us not our his weird like confusion on us not finding anything. Can I do an insight on that real quick to see if there's something fishy going on with him? If
If
he
there was
knows him in
something
some
he didn't want you to know.
yeah. 21.
Mm,
Make sure. I like your little golden retriever boy, but also like, hi, I'm as paranoid as Seamus sometimes.
it does feels like there's a little something. Um, you can tell like behind his eyes when he breaks eye contact from you all for just a second. um, however, he brings them right back up and mentions, uh, I I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you. They are probably known more often under a moniker of Shade. I Our information is so not necessarily a reliable source, but it's one that I trust. But from what we know, we've had a couple of run-ins with this specific individual, and I we believe that the reason that this individual had been targeted, in addition to the others on the list and the others that have yet to be identified, is because of their appearance. I mentioned to you guys that the appearances of all of these missing individuals seem to have uh, similar physical attributes. Uh, although I can understand why you guys are probably confused about the specific name, um, as they ended up being a female individual. He'll look down for a second before. They're a very high targeted criminal, or they were, excuse me, a high criminal target that we've been trying to apprehend for some time. They've had multiple run ins with Royal Guard for numerous infractions. I suppose it's possible that. No, that just doesn't make any sense. There can't be no one else that knew their true identity. I thought that it would be a little more, honestly, more likely that you would be able to find any kind of information on them since you were in an area where they tend to be the most when they weren't, committing crimes. But, hmm,
Wow. There was more places to check, but it was getting dark, and our current group isn't the best for exactly blending in those sorts of areas. Uh, he pointedly doesn't look at Balios.
I will say that he'll look Edric will look over at you, Seamus, and address you as you're speaking. But he will, as soon as you're done speaking, he will quickly look back to Berlioz again. Are you just standing there sheepishly and head in hands kind of a thing?
No, I mean he was listening to everything, and Blue Jay was also trying to think of things as what was going on. Um,
Don't pet the horse. Don't pet the horse. Don't pet the horse. Want to pet the horse?
yeah, it was actually that. His eyes are actually on the horse.
Edric will smile and kind of lightheartedly introduce you to the horse. This is Rainier, one of the royal horses, a working horse. Above board and in game, he'll let you know that this horse is a gypsy banner. That's what it's called.
Sorry. Berlioz is he would smile and kind of laugh a little bit. This is probably the closest I've been to them.
Yeah, you never really came down to the stables much when you were younger. Was there a reason for that? I just assumed you were afraid of horses.
No, mother preferred I stayed inside.
Ah,
I think.
well, patting the horse down, very proud of his work with all the horses here. Like, yeah, well, I mean, majestic creatures and their strength and capability has always been an admiration of mine.
We had seen what were they called? Seamus, the ones in the Triton Kingdom that were like seahorses, but they were like bigger and people could actually
Oh, the
ride
ones
them.
with the Tritons kind of. Now that I think about it, it was weird seeing them ride them on occasion, just because. But, um, what were they? Were they kelpies? No.
Looks in Jakar, our marine biologist.
Where's Drakkar? He knows all this shit. He always knows
not,
everything.
not the marine
Weird.
biologist.
I mean,
Or is it just zooplankton that you know of? Sorry.
if I remember correctly, out of character, I'm trying to remember if it was hippocampus.
I think it was.
It probably
Above
was.
board, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, trying to remember the exact name. I hadn't seen them before. They were like water horses, not seahorses, but it's like hippo something.
I think I've been closer to that before I was actually close to an actual. No, that's a lie. Don't listen to me. Above board, I'm realizing that's stupid. Don't listen to me. He definitely. Well, I guess wagons could be pulled by other things other than horses, like oxen and cows. So
I don't know if I've ever actually interacted with a horse.
You rode a dragonborn, an actual dragon, before you ever rode a horse.
Correct.
Nope. That's fascinating.
I redact saying
Then-
any of that out loud.
Right. So the seahorses. Those were pretty cool.
Very large seahorses, not the little ones.
Yeah.
These were big and riding. These. I
Yeah.
know it sounds crazy. You probably don't believe us.
No, I can't say that I would know what that is. Never heard such a thing.
Yeah, they were like, it was like the upper half of a horse, but then like the back half was more designed for aquatic travel. It was weird. I can't remember what the word is for the people.
Interesting.
I just make an illusory image of one, but like showed a person next to it for size.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah, they were cool. Didn't get to ride one, but then again, being that far underwater and not able to breathe in water would have made that difficult.
Right, I would suppose it was. Well, uh, this Shade individual, he operated
Right,
at
yes.
night, of course, which I guess assumes the moniker, the alias that they used. There were no sightings of this individual during daytime hours, at least not by any of us, even those who were actively investigating. But it is surprising, though, that you weren't able to find anyone who knew their given name. Oh. My source tells me that that is where they're from. So, could have been.
Who, who is your source?
Oh, it's not really anybody important, which is also, they're also a very controversial individual, so it's probably best I don't burden you with that information.
Ask once nicely. I really don't want to use tell you to tell me. So could you please possibly inform us as to who this source is?
Are you trying? You roll an intimidation.
Can I try? Can I try and give them the help action just because Drakkar is also like, well, that's mildly concerning.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
definitely a very polite but undeniable intimidation
Hey,
check.
Polio,
It was, though. It was the most polite
Polio.
intimidation.
just have an 18 on the die, yeah?
Okay. I got a +3 on that too. So 21.
Right.
It's
I'm
the
sorry
day.
about that.
Use up my portent while I still got it.
And where we could possibly find them, that would be great as well. Thank you.
I am so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to offend.
Oh, it's fine. It's okay. I just yeah, that was we just want to I want to just try to help where I can, and I'm yes, sorry.
Well, your highness. The source is actually myself.
No.
Don't say it like that.
Sorry, my bad. Oh,
Leg
is that
ass.
better? Oh, might be, might be. Can you try a different tone? Tell me if you like it better.
Serena and I, Shade, had grown up together before coming to work here at the castle. I really only knew them for a brief amount of time. When we parted ways and I came to work here in the castle, I didn't really. They went down a different path. They chose to do what they chose to do, which made my job very difficult, and I made poor choices at some point in times. Um, but I dedicated my life to the crown, and I understand what that entails. And although this is not what I had anticipated for their future, I was willing to do anything that it took to bring them in, such as any other criminal. I hope that you can understand that.
Can I'm I I'm not I'm not upset if you think upset is I I understand. Um we we will find them and we can discuss further more on other issues once they are found alive and well. That is the priority, is that they're alive and they are found.
I do fear that technically they have been found. I didn't exactly disclose this information prior, but the three names that I was able to give you are the only three bodies that we've been able to find, all deceased.
Sorry, Edric.
We have no more knowledge on any of the others, but at this rate, they are presumably under the same fate.
Right. Hmm. We might have another person we can speak with once. Yeah. Um, Berlius will kind of take a bit of a step back here, as he kind of
There's a possible information broker. Well, a broker of a lot of things, really, but more than likely has information he's willing to sell to in their market in that area. Um, so that's a possible lead. Might have to pick and choose who goes, though, as that will be either we go try to blend in, or we stand out and have, in points at Drakkar, have some muscle nearby so no one tries anything.
I presume you refer to Lefty. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I correct to assume that that's because they only have their left hand? Or is it because they're missing their left hand?
He's actually mostly because he's missing his left hand.
Okay. Good to know. Was just curious.
It's known now that is because he's missing his left hand. However, he wasn't always like that. Still commonly referred to as lefty, but I'm not sure the reason for that.
Maybe he had a mean left hook. I don't know.
Lefty wasn't particularly one for physical confrontations, but
Flinching! He could still have a mean left hook. It's just a stump instead of knuckles.
if anything, maybe he hits harder because he
I'm
doesn't
gonna
hold
say you
back.
cap it off with some metal and damn.
I mean, he's not really at risk of, breaking a finger or something.
Can't throw an improper punch if you don't have the knuckles to fuck up.
Exactly.
Well, knuckles and wrist and all that, but all right. Since you already obviously know of Lefty, do you know if he sells that kind of info, or will we need to look for others?
Lefty's always been known to have all kinds of offhand information. It's not impossible for him to be able to be pried out of. Uh, However, the one main thing to note about this individual is that if he doesn't know something, he'll let you know. However, getting to have him give the information if he does know something, um, typically he requires payment of
Yeah, that's
any
the way it
kind,
usually goes.
truthfully.
All right, I'll see what we can scrounge up. Just throwing gold at him might be a little suspicious, so. Got some other interesting things that might work. All right. Well, I think that's the extent of our leads so far. Not a lot we managed to get done in one day, but at least it's something.
Sorry, I'm now choking. Um,
Oh,
that was the fry went down the wrong hole.
oh no!
Um,
Salt. Ow.
uh, yeah. Berlioz would kind of bow his head a little bit. Thank you, Edric. This this is more information, but I appreciate it. Yeah. And Berlioz is just going to turn heel and walk back into the castle.
Okay. Are the rest of you following? Or-
Uh, Seamus would give like a not quite a bow, just like a quick head nod, like thanks. And just chase after Berlioz.
I think
I say chase
before you
Seamus and Steve.
leave, I think Edric would see the bow and just like tilt his head in confusion, like what? That's not normal. People don't bow to me. That's weird.
And there's just Jakar and Edric staring at each other. Who blinks first?
The horse.
Man, I'm wishing this was one of the characters that didn't need sleep. I got things I need to do. I'm an artificer and a wizard. I have shit I need to make.
Don't be shy. Take exhaustion.
No.
Olga in her time bubble.
Yeah.
I don't know Wopa has a time bubble.
That's a good point.
The first thing you have to learn is a time bubble. So if you need me, feel free to pop in there. Time will just have passed a lot more for me than
Is
you.
this just in our heads all of a sudden?
No, this was
If you were to just walk into the library, it's not like you can't
I was
see
about to say,
the
last we
bubble.
knew you were going to the library to work on something. We didn't know you had a time bubble in there.
I don't yet. That's the first thing I'm working on.
Okay.
I just mean
And-
like in
and
a couple of hours, if you just happen to
Been in this
be,
course for 5 hours.
yeah,
I mean, I suppose it's depending on what we end up doing next. Seamus might go check the library.
yeah. I mean like a late night check in, and you just walk in there, and Wopo suddenly has a bubble around them.
From the outside, it just looks like Wopa's moving really, really fucking fast.
Am I
Which is arguably really slow to the naked eye.
able to make the bubble smaller, or does it have to be the size that it's listed as?
It's the size that it's listed as, but as the per the last verbiage, you can control whom enters and how it alters.
Yeah, but if the time bubble has a 30-foot radius, that's a 60-foot diameter. That's like the entire library.
Yeah.
Ritual. Theoretically, you could change part of the ritual in the process. To make it lesser would be easy. I don't think making it more would be
I would say
easy.
it would shift depending on how many people you put in it.
Ooh, that's cool. Yep.
Because by verbiage, you could have, in theory, all of your friends in there.
Isn't hold on. Omu? There's too many moos.
Omu is the one that is in the library, yes.
I was gonna say I can just picture him going through and look like he just teleports from one side to the other as he moves fast through there, then is back to normal speed on the other side again.
Again, that partially decides on Wopa and how they use the spell. Um, I would say, depending on the allies or that you choose that are in it, affect the size. So, for this outside circumstance, if you were to use this in combat or whatever, yeah, you'd probably want the full size. Similar to a different bubble that is been homebrewed. For that last sentence verbiage, that would also mean that if you were to cast this, like in combat or whatever, and there were enemies within that radius of your bubble, they would be forced to exit. Again, should you will it.
Understood. Yeah, I mean, if you go to the library after that conversation, then I'm probably like only a quarter of the way done even learning the time bubble ability, but I'd be happy to chat with you and tell you about it and let you make your plans for your studying and planning later.
Yep. Well, if it seems like Pelios is done for the day, that's probably where Seamus will head.
Yeah, no, Berlioz will probably, if you want dinner, he'll probably be sitting in the kitchen with Georgie. So, yeah.
All right. And yeah, I suppose Seamus will swing by the kitchen too, just to grab a snack before heading to the library.
Entering
Hi
in,
there.
you see Berlioz chowing down on another large thing of ice cream. And you just aggressively see our large friend here addressing. I added banana to it, and I call it a sundae.
Seamus is like, hold on a second.
Wait.
Why?
Let him cook.
Right. No, but literally let him cook. He's the cook. I'm just gonna. Seamus will just grab a piece of bread and cheese and leave.
I feel like with his passive, you'd probably just dart in and out, and he probably wouldn't notice.
Just a quick little good night to Belios and hug real quick, and then did you?
Where do you call it a Sunday? I don't know. It was Sunday
Yeah,
when I thought of
that's
it.
that's the after saying goodnight to Seamus, it was like, so why Sunday?
It was Sunday when I created it.
Wait, it's a Friday. Oh wait, that's a buff board. Hold on, I'm getting my timelines
Okay.
confused.
Where am I? What am I? What am I?
Yeah. Uh, so little pitter patters to the library.
Wobbles in a bubble. Well, learning about this bubble.
Hello.
Oh, you're working on something already.
Yes, why wouldn't I be?
I figured you're doing research first, but you've already got a plan. It looks like.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I had left a note before, and when I got here, no sign of the wizard, but a bunch of the stuff that I had asked for had all been laid out, so no reason not to get started.
You mind if I take a look?
Sure. There's a bunch of arcane rituals here. Um, magic eyes, magic locks, time bubbles.
All of that sounds ridiculously useful.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff in here. It's going to take me about 48 hours of work to get it all copied over, which is
Oh,
why I'm actually prioritizing this time bubble first.
well, that seems useful.
It's still good.
Oh.
This one's gonna pass in real time, but by the
Well,
end of tonight, hopefully I should have that taken care of, and I can do everything in a burst.
any way I can help with that? Because that'll actually help me out too if you can finish that faster.
Um, the notation in my book is pretty personal and specific.
Okay.
Are you familiar with transcribing magical rituals?
Um, ever so slightly. I've seen the process a number of times and had to complete it a couple times in item creation.
Hmm. Um, well, I certainly. What do you think, DM? Is this something feasible? Because it says it takes me what an hour or 2 hours per spell level to copy a ritual over. Would I be able to get help with that?
um, Seamus, how do you intend on helping?
Well, if it's transcribing parts of a ritual over, like depending if we're talking full spell circles, he could be working on another section of it, smaller circles and whatnot. If it's just inscriptions like scriptures, writing, he could be working on other pages of work, depending on how many pages are needed for each spell.
Yeah, because I mean,
But
if
I'm
this
not.
is a fifth level
I
spell,
don't know
that's
how
pages and
we do
pages.
spells in this world. If I'm being completely honest, I know there are spell scrolls, but I don't know exactly what's on them, other than the spell.
If this is from a wizard's book, then ostensibly each spell level is an extra page in the book. So I could like there are just multiple pages that need copying. Would that be feasible?
Yes, I will say yes.
Okay, yeah. If you want to start from the back, I can work from the front and we'll sort of meet in the middle.
All right. I imagine you'll go a little faster, so it'll probably be more closer to my end, but yeah.
Well, sure. But I've also got a head start.
Yeah. I suppose that's
So,
what these two will be working on.
yeah, here's pages in ink. So, why Garm?
Oh, ew. I don't know. I didn't decide it.
You didn't decide the pseudonym that you used?
Oh no, that's the actual name.
You used your real name as a pseudonym in the dirty bar?
Because nobody knows the real name. More people know me
Okay.
by the one, well, the one that was a nickname that was given. That's become my real name, essentially. Anyway, uh, no, I didn't choose it necessarily, other than as a pseudonym, because it was the first thing that came to mind. And again, nobody really knows it.
All right, fair enough. In that case, why Seamus?
Again, I didn't choose it. It was something people started calling me. I think it's a joke about a different land somewhere, maybe. People with red hair, green eyes, short. I don't know.
People call you Seamus because they're conflating halflings with leprechauns?
That, yes, maybe. I think. I only learned about that after the fact, after I'd already started accepting the name, okay? It was
Okay,
like an inside joke among them for a little bit. Anyway.
I see. Well, fair enough.
Well, that and they also did it because I seem to have a lot of luck, like most halflings. So I think that might have been a contributing factor.
I see.
But
So, why are you here? Why do you do what you do? Are you with
oh,
this group because you're with Berlioz?
I'm with this group originally because I thought it'd be entertaining. And then eventually, yes, Belios.
And is that still your motivation, entertainment, and now also
Um,
Berlioz?
it shifted a bit more to the latter, for sure.
What? So, what would someone have to do to earn your loyalty, your camaraderie?
That is a very interesting question there.
Because I can think of a couple of things that I imagine that you and Berlioz have done to earn one another's loyalty, but that feels improper to do in a library.
This is gonna be a long night, isn't it?
Oh, it's going to be a long week inside the bubble.
Oh. Oh,
Would you
right.
rather work in silence?
No, no, I suppose not.
So,
Maybe,
so
maybe different subject for now.
besides loyalty?
And relationships, yes.
Well, sure, okay. The relationships thing was a goof, but I do recognize and acknowledge that the closest bond that is shared here is between the two of you, and if that is I'm I'm wanting for loyalty and people that I know I can trust and depend on. And I want to find out what it would take for me to have that.
Um, I can't say exactly. Sometimes things just click into place. Like like when you're building something, you find the perfect piece to go in place, so all the parts come together into something better. Sometimes it works that way. Sometimes it just takes finding where that piece goes. I, I guess the two pieces just clicked a bit easier here.
Sure. I'm just worried. With as much hell stuff has been happening, with the presence of infernal shapeshifters, with
Yeah, that's
the prodigal prince returning to the castle, I'm worried that there will be some sundering, some loyalties tested or called into question, and I'm hoping to,
well,
I don't know, I don't want to be left high and dry or vice versa.
I suppose so long as you're on Belio's side, I'm on your side.
That's good.
Wherever that
And
might be.
sure. And maybe Berlioz would be the next one to talk to about how to earn that loyalty then. If all I have to do for you is to stay true to them, then consider that one done. That is a tide that will raise all ships in its vicinity, I think.
That sounds like something a saying from a sailor somewhere. Jocard probably know it.
Or the sailor.
Wow.
Omu in the
True.
corner over there,
Obvious.
also here in the library with us.
I just realized he's here. Huh.
He's pretty quiet.
Don't mind me in the corner.
I think something about
Not you
his
getting the
turtle
mannerisms
energy
down,
and the
too.
residue of the time bubble magic that we're doing is pretty heavily knocking him out of commission.
Oh. I
He
mean,
seems to be sort of like double slowed. He's really, really just
he'll be
probably
fine,
best
I'm
if we
sure.
do pretend he's not here, actually.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Hmm. Yeah, I suppose.
Well, okay. I can do loyalty to Berlioz as a prince with a lot of potential. That is someone who I'm interested in remaining friendly and loyal to. Is there anything reciprocal? Is there any I don't know. I feel as though things are going to get weird and complicated
Well,
soon.
our group kind of does weird and complicated.
Yeah, but like so
Speaking
you
of, since
yeah.
it's, can he hear us out there? Out of this boat?
No
Actually,
one can hear us
we don't have.
anymore, I say, making direct eye contact with you and holding the brim of my cap.
Okay. So now that we're talking in our heads real quick, James could be like, so, well, since we're doing back and forth questions right now,
Sure.
how'd you break its neck so quickly?
What, the bear?
Yes.
My arms?
James is gonna pointedly look at those arms and be like, you've got a lot more strength in those arms than I thought you did then.
I mean, you saw me hold that ice devil in place.
That's true.
Did you notice anything else about the bear?
Mm, other than it died quick and its neck was broke. No.
Okay. You
I'm not exactly the most versed at studying corpses.
sure, sure. Well, I can tell you that yeah, I was able to physically overpower it. It
Shush you. The side chat. Sorry.
Absolutely.
With the peanut gallery.
Let's see. Insight versus what are my numbers here? 10.
Hmm?
Whoever's inciting me. What was it? Oh, was it not you?
Oh, no.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, my passive insight is a 19 though.
Sure.
So
It's pretty clear that she is not saying anything false, but she is talking around the heart of the matter.
Right. Well, look, you can have your secrets. Everybody has theirs, but that whole trust and loyalty thing's a lot easier when you put things on the table, so to speak. So
I know.
just consider that. Think about it while we. God, there's a lot to copy.
Oh yeah. That's just this is spell
This is
one.
just this
like
is the first one, yes. Although hopefully this is one of the more complex ones, so they might not all be as big, right? And he kind of just looks at Wolva, hopefully.
There are. Let's see here. So this one is what? 5 pages of magic, and she just starts like shuffling and sheafing through the papers. Some of them are, no, a couple of them are this size. But once I get the bubble cracked, you're more than welcome to go back to your independent
Okay.
studies, and I can time.
All right. Well,
Look, loyalty, trust. There's one big secret. I know I've been drip feeding all this little. I've got one more, whatever. There's a big one, and I'm worried that if the big one comes out before I've earned the trust of the group, that I'll never get it. I want essentially to know that everyone has my back.
well, we had your eyes back, so I'm pretty sure you can't be worse than him in any way. He was quite literally a pirate. Actually, we had a couple members that were pirates. God, what the fuck were we doing? All right, on a ship. Got it.
You were in a thieves' guild, right? Of some kind?
Something like that. Yes.
And that organization, it do you what be as vague as you like. Are you on good terms with them?
No.
Okay. I'm on good terms with a nasty bunch. And
There's a
I'm
few of those out there.
yeah. And I'm loyal to them, and I don't plan on betraying them or turning on them, and I want you all to be my friends and my companions and my cohorts, so that if we hit a point in the road where my loyalties are called upon, that you'll remain at my side and know how valuable an ally and a friend I can be.
Okay, we're being honest here. My Morals are more tied towards the party. Wherever they go, the specific alignment of who they go with and what they do doesn't matter as much to me. So, if you can get Belios on your side, you've got me on your side. As for the rest, Drakar's moral compass is a little better than some of ours, and Omu's seems to be fairly aligned with the more righteous things. So they might be the ones that are more difficult to convince.
Her face is like contorted in discomfort. It's very plain to see because of the like telepathic communication. But ever since bringing up this topic, she looks like it's like lemons just contorting her face as she grimaces and nods along with the conversation.
We can talk about other things if you want for now. You know that, right?
I'm this is
Again.
this is the big one. And it's I think I need to earn Drakar and Omu's and verify at the very least Berlioz's before this one. But I want you to know that I do trust you. I do have a lot of faith in you. I was not joking when I was talking in the slums about being safe and content and comfortable with your protection. You're a remarkably capable individual. And I'm glad that you're my friend.
Thank you. He doesn't know how to respond to any of this. He's very bad with straightforward forward things like this. You can probably notice his ear tips are like turning slightly red. I'm glad we're friends too.
All right, we can talk on smaller things or work in silence now. And she just goes to scribbling very loudly.
James will just have a little mage hand come up and help move things for him every now and then, as he's scribbling down too.
Fantastic.
And as our group fades out, I'm actually gonna have to call it a night too. So, good night, goodbye, I love y'all, goodbye, good night.
Ciao.
Good night, goodbye.
Good night, goodbye, goodbye, good night. Love you, bye.
Good night, goodbye, goodbye, good night. There he
Oh.
goes.
What a whore.
Down to 3.
It's a good thing that I didn't add in all that other fun stuff for the night, huh?
No, do it. We can take it. Two of us can take it.
I was gonna say there's only 2 of you available to take it.
Yeah, perfect time. This is the duo team we've been waiting for.
God, if there was ever a time for like whatever crazy shit to happen though, it would be their ideal moment, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do believe I had really one other thing particularly planned for tonight, but I can leave us on some crazy, so we have crazy to come back to next week.
I mean, you don't have to hit us with crazy right now. We've got it's
Well, this next part isn't super crazy, which is why I did plan for it tonight. So.
I have no idea what
No,
Drakar's
I'm
doing.
not crazy.
Did you want to
Feel
roll a
free to
d20
tell
to see if you were going to wander? Or if you wander,
Yeah.
where to?
I mean, I may as well at this point.
Come wander into my bubble. I want to ask you how to earn your loyalty.
For no in particular reason.
I got a 2. I feel
A
like he's going to end
2?
up probably shouldn't be. And no one
Oh,
current eyes on him.
well, this is fun. Well, this
Yeah.
is like good and bad. So the good news is, oh no, we'll give you the bad news first. You enter into a very large room, very open, where there seems to be columns intricately designed throughout either side of the room here. And as you enter in, there does seem to be a few guards here posted. They don't seem to be like at attention to this specific room. They do just happen to be like almost like they're exiting their posts at this current time, which is probably why you were able to just wander in at the time being. That's weirdly fortunate.
Yeah.
The room does remain empty. But there does seem to be one particularly large chair at the end of the room, with a slightly smaller chair next to it.
Where the fuck am I? Because I'm realizing Ricard doesn't know what a throne room looks like.
Don't be shy. Go sit in the chair.
Don't Jarls have thrones?
Not really, or at
No,
least
not
not
really.
not this one.
That rickety old wooden piece of shit you saw in the office. Yeah, that was it.
This is such poor space management.
That's
He's like
exactly
actively
what.
looking
That's exactly
around.
what your car would think. God, do you know how many people we could house in here? Jesus. And they put one chair there. Come on.
Could fit like a third of my village.
Highly inconsiderate.
I have no idea what the fuck to do. At this point, Drakar's just wandering around the room. All he knows is that if it's something that big in a room that big, it's probably important and he shouldn't touch it. Because that's been a reoccurring theme in places like this.
But to touch it is so tempting.
As far as Drakar knows, it's fucking booby trapped.
I mean,
Now
last time Seamus tried to, or someone in the party tried to sit on a chair. They got their fucking brain zapped, I think. Oh, they got butt spikes. That's what they got.
Yeah. Drakar was the one that got hit with psychic damage randomly because he forced a door open through ice.
Yay. Brain damage.
Mm.
Oh, that reminds me. Jakar, will you roll me a constitution check?
Sure. A con check or a con save?
Just a check.
Okay. My luck is not good today. I say as I get a 9.
Okay. So currently in your brain matter, as it appears to be only mildly functioning, it's allowing oxygen at this time. Not much else. I think you're still a little off put by the fact that this is a giant empty room. Poorly space managed. You begin to have, they feel like memories, but the memories and the visions that you're seeing are things that you don't remember having encountered before. Namely, your every place that you've essentially been to on your journey since you
Um,
left?
Sorry, really
Yes.
quickly. So on my end, you cut out immediately after saying so, and then just everything kind of died on my end. So I missed like all of the description.
That's okay. Yeah, so you're having what feels like memories basically at this time. But these images that you're seeing in your head are things that you have not, or at least to you anyways, don't feel like you have experienced. So in every place that you've been to since you basically left Taliskal originally, you're having flashes of images of things, of you doing things, meeting people, talking to people that you have no effective memory of. So you know, it, let's say for instance, you guys being like on the mountain, you remember being with everybody, seeing Dima and doing all these things. But then there's also the last thing that you guys did before leaving the mountain was talk to the orc village that was there.
Mm.
And specifically, when leaving, they were having words, and Seamus had snuck up to try to listen in to said words. But then you suddenly see yourself in the village having drinks with them, laughing, talking. But there's, like, looking back at it, you don't particularly remember doing any of those things.
Mm.
Other things being like when you guys leave it to Wolf to continuously apologize for leaving even after he's already left. No, come on, man. No one here is upset. Well, some people are upset, but that's for other reasons.
Drakar's being plagued by false memories.
Essentially, yes. Another instance could be when you guys were in the Great Rift. You guys do remember, obviously, being trapped with the Sentinel or the Dwarven Centurion. After leaving, or I guess rather escaping the crumbling tunnel, mine shaft here, Jakar, you are seeing visions of yourself exchanging, it seems like, some kind of weaponry with the dwarves. About the time that you would have been exchanged the belt. All of these things are, again, it feels like they're very plausible because you do remember being there and seeing people like Light Roar and Nelenthar and everybody, and even Maul was there. But even with, like, you see like an interaction of yourself with Maul, giving you information that you don't remember ever hearing or seeing. Everything it just seems kind of weirdly fuzzy. I was gonna say confuzzled and fuzzy at the same time. Fuzzled into your brain holder. And it's kind of all mixing you up here for a bit. And after kind of pondering as it kind of like time skips all the way up to now, you think on it for a bit, but then it's just gone.
Drakar for 5 minutes was like, "Get out of my head! Get out of my head!"
Oh wait, it's out of my head. wait.
What was I talking about?
What's happening?
If only I could get rid of the extra voices. Stop telling me to look for treasure.
That one is always there.
Yeah.
So did you find it yet? What?
Well, that was weird.
You like come back to reality here for a moment, and there's like a guard like kind of posted at the entrance at this point, who's just kind of monitoring you specifically. And he he has the look of concern, but then he immediately like snaps to like I.
What the fuck is this kid doing? The voices.
Okay. Nothing to report here.
Just watching this dragonborn have some kind of attack in the middle of the throne room.
He's like very much contemplating whether or not he should go tell somebody. He will kind of clear his throat though, just to try to like advise you to that you should probably leave, but also just he won't say anything.
Yeah. Drakar is probably going to leave. Now he's going to actually go look for probably the first party member he can find, preferably Berlioz, because they'd have the most knowledge of some events that happened pre-Omu and Volpa.
That's fair.
That is really bold of you to say because if we don't remember, this boy was a very heavy drinker until recent events.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't doubt that, but out of character, my options are limited because Seamus
No,
isn't
no,
here.
of course, no. Above board, I do know everything that's happened.
I
Yeah.
like the 3 cellars worth of alcohol that is being kept in bags of holding that
Yeah.
now have no usage.
Drakar, who carried those bottles of mead for gods know how long.
They've
So
come
I
in
guess
handy.
Drakar is off to go find
Emergencies.
Berlioz.
Yeah, sure. Cool. I think we're gonna have you be intersected by Elsa,
All
who
right.
would be scurrying off in that direction anyways.
Yeah, okay.
Drakar
I imagine Drakar has to like physically slide to a stop.
You'll kind of see her before colliding anyways, because she does move at a rather swift pace, blindly around corners. She will come to a complete stop before running into you.
Mm.
She will bow too many times before apologizing too many times, and asking you if you needed anything or if you were lost.
Trying
He's
to
still
find.
apologizing. Tell that man to settle down.
I guess I'm trying to find wherever Berlioz might be.
Oh yes. Actually, I was headed that way right now. If you would like to follow.
Yeah. All right.
Scurries away with no other mention. No other follow-up information has been given at this time. They make it all the way to Berlioz. Berlioz, where are you specifically?
Last we left him, he was in the kitchen with Georgie.
Right.
That's also where I last left him.
Approaching into the kitchen here, Georgie is belly laughing at something funny that only he said that he finds funny. And majority of this Sunday is now gone. For funsies, Berlioz, roll a Constitution check.
Oh, Herdy. Yeah, gotcha. Hold on, my D&D Beyond's deciding to load again. 22, baby. That's the only nat 20 we need tonight.
Wow. Is it? Because this is a for fun thing. This is for a flavor thing. um. Anyways, you've downed
I stand
so
by my
much
statement.
of this fucking ice cream, and you feel nothing. You're just happy to be there.
Yeah, he's just kind of like picking at it, probably occasionally just poking with it with the spoon. and listening to whatever Georgie has to say.
I mean, Georgie's effectively just talking at you at this point. You've been
Yeah,
in
no,
here
for
for longer
sure.
than 10 minutes, so Georgie always has things to say.
Yeah.
But he will kind of exclaim as Elsa and Shakar walk in that he hasn't seen you eat that much in a very long time. In one sitting, anyways.
Oh. Hmm. Is that a bad thing? Should I stop?
No, no, please. Come on, kid. You know I'm always just pulling your leg. No, you used to have like when you were young and anyways, you would consume so much food. I would go through everything in here. I mean, golly, maybe it was just because you were growing. Did you stop growing? Is that a thing you do? I don't know. Either way, I don't know. It's good to see you have your appetite back. It'll kind of like nudge your shoulder, like at least the outside world didn't corrupt you that much. Am I right?
Right. He's gonna put his spoon down after that.
The existential dread creeps back in. Elsa will kind of like silently stand there very close to you, Berlioz, patiently awaiting for your attention.
I wanted to scream, but I couldn't.
You know, I almost put like a scream sound effect in the soundboard earlier. That's
He'll
what you get.
he'll kind of look up and see Drakkar and Elsa now, and kind of a little uncomfortable with how close Elsa is. He would kind of clear his throat. Right? Elsa, hello.
Oh, yes, Your Highness. Sorry. Um, I have been sent here to collect you for your mother. She has been asking about you. I don't know the nature of the business. However, she requests your presence right away. She will give you a little ah meow. She'll give you a small little smile and nod.
Right. Um, looks at your car. Did you, are you okay? Do you need anything in particular?
Well, I had the weird thing happen. So I have no idea what room I was in. All I know is that it was very big and there's a very large chair.
Oh, okay. Um,
Um,
wa- was was it empty?
yeah,
Was
like
okay.
the only other person in the room. I have no idea when they got there, but there was like a singular guard. Um,
Okay,
what
so
should I do?
for
What
not
should I do if I start experiencing memories that aren't my own, like from perspectives that I physically should not be able to perceive?
well, you know, I would think maybe a memory spell would be my best guess.
Because I saw things like back when we were on the mountain dealing with the like gauntlet things from Malachite. I saw a memory of me talking and having drinks with the orcs that didn't happen. Or when I was first getting the belt, I saw me having a conversation with Maul, which I didn't happen.
Or did it?
Right.
Well, it may
Gosh, it
be.
would be really super cool to have a super cool staff that could vividly transport you to memories.
Right.
I don't think we can go
Um,
back there.
I know I know of I know the nature of a spell that I am not skilled enough to cast. Um that's all I have. I don't know. And also for future reference, that was the throne room that you were in. Um
I mean, I thought this was important, so I decided that it would be best if I just didn't interact with any of the furniture.
I am just impressed that she wasn't in there. Um
Yeah, there were no guards either. Well, except for the one, but he wasn't there when I first walked in.
Like me above board, I am looking through my spells. Come on, enchantment wizard. I know you've got it in you.
I
That
think
is
out
you.
there, Drakkar got hit by some modify memory type shit.
Yeah, no. Above board, I have a feeling. I meant more that because I am an enchantment wizard, I was really, really hoping that I have access to these spells. But at this time, I do not. So,
Yeah, I just accidentally ran into Elsa on the way here and then followed her to come find you. And then I guess we're going to do whatever they brought you, wanted you for. I don't know if you actually want me to be there for that.
most likely not. I apologize. It's not that I don't want you there. I think this is more of a private matter.
No, that's fair.
Um, but Georgie would, I'm sure, love. He just kind of motions his hands at Jakar. I, whatever you do a lot. No, I don't mean it like that. I'm sorry. It was it, the way you just spontaneously cook things, and we don't really question how or why, and you're not really sure sometimes either. That's what I mean.
Hmm.
Sorry, it's been a long day. Um,
I don't know why you think I'm offended by it. Yeah, just yeah, go on ahead. I mean, you know where to find me. I'm not hard to find. Actually, that's kind of a lie, but
just know that you have that room you can go to at the end of the night. And he would kind of nod his head as he follows Elsa.
Yay.
Sorry, Jakar, you have a very different Berlioz than what you've traveled with for the last year.
yeah.
Elsa will nod, curtsy, and wait for you to be ready to follow.
Yeah, he'll follow uh behind Elsa.
Um, Following her, you find yourself heading toward the eastern wing, which houses a very specific room. Your mother's royal chambers. I don't believe you feel any specific feelings toward that.
No, none at all. None whatsoever. Not nervous about why he's being pulled in. None whatsoever. We're good. We're actually holding everything in together. Everything's fine.
This is
That's
a
been his
room
motto for this whole
also
year.
that you've only ever seen not even a handful of times in your life. So And as you approach, the doors are closed, and Elsa knocks before opening the door. You can hear your mother from the other side, saying nothing more than enter. Meow. There's 9
The
minutes
meow.
until your food is dispensed. Is that okay? Can you wait 9 minutes?
Blasphemy.
She's very annoyed right now. She's just staring angrily at the feeder. 8 minutes. And it usually actually runs like a minute earlier. Entering in, you see the majestic, luxuriously decorated room with canopies of fine silk hanging over the grand bed, the lavish rugs over the stone floor here, similar pillars placed inside the room. That's very large for one individual. And your mother is seated in a pair of seats, well, in a seat adjacent to another in front of the hearth that currently has a fire rolling in it. She will gesture for you to sit. Elsa will curtsy
He
and scurry
will.
out the door and close it.
Oh, thank you, Elsa. Oh, she's gone. And then yeah, he would motion over to sit in the chair. Um, you wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Belios. Have you given any thought to your coronation? We are approaching rather soon, I would hope. Well, excuse me, I have been planning ahead, of course.
Oh, I hadn't thought much of it. I was
Great,
just
I've been
working
thinking
with.
for you.
Right.
Well, as you know, this is something that we have been meaning to discuss. Since you have claimed that you are ready to take the throne, and it seems that in your absence you've made it back in one piece, so you have proven yourself worthy. I was thinking that since your birthday is quickly approaching, it would be fitting to unite the two ceremonies into one glorious event.
Um, it's we.
A
I mean, we don't
prince
have.
and soon to be king deserves nothing less.
Of course.
She seems rather delighted in her general idea here. Um, Mostly in herself for thinking of it, I suppose. Um, but you can obviously tell that although there's like a minimalistic smile plastered on her lips, uh, she is intently looking into you, trying to basically assess your opinion.
Um, he he is definitely trying to keep a composure of himself. Um, but he obviously is. I don't know if resentment is the right word I'm looking for. Um, he has a kind of pause about it. Um, of course, if and his excuse would be everything that's going on. He doesn't think that making a big show of everything right now is the best option. But he is not one to speak against what she wishes.
Speak freely, boy. Since it will be your day, I suppose your opinion does matter. The smile is immediately erased from her face. As small as it was, it is fully faded.
Because I don't think that maybe making a whole spectacle of everything is maybe wise with the amount of people that have gone missing. And I don't I'm not I don't I'm not sure if that would get the best um response.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm being darkened by more messages on my phone.
Oh, sorry. Um
Ah,
I just I mm,
no, you're good. Keep going.
oh, okay. I just I think that maybe making a whole spectacle out of it might not receive the best kind of feedback by the people. We don't have to do anything large. It's
Please, your coronation will only happen once, Berlioz.
I understand that, but I shouldn't we be worried about our people missing, maybe even dead
If these
before.
people need anything to combat those feelings, it should be something so lighthearted to celebrate. The passing of lesser individuals is none of our concern, as they do not see it as their concern.
But what if what if we think it's just lesser people now, and then they move up to more,
Edric
and
is handling it.
right.
And if he does not, I will find someone who can. Now then, I've heard tales of your adventures, you know. Hmm. Traveling the world with such exotic companions. I do hope you've been careful about who you associate with and who you share your identity with.
uh his heart would probably stop for a moment. um before he he nods. I I trust the people that I've been with to know that they care enough about me.
To know everything about
They they didn't know everything before. It wasn't really until now.
you. Hmm. She'll lean forward slightly with her eyes watching you very carefully, before peeling back just a tad to pour you a little bit of tea and offer it to you. Tell me,
He will
Berlius,
take it.
have you met anyone of particular importance? Someone with anyone with unnatural power, perhaps?
Unnatural in what way?
Well, clearly you're aware of archaic entities that can exist. I should believe that Archimedes was able to give you that kind of education. However, these things would be unnatural in the sense that they are not of your studies. Things that you would not be able to find in any of our books.
I mean, a lot of things. A
Things that
lot
may
of.
be otherworldly.
Um, we we met a djinn. Is it above board? Is it a djinn? Is it called a djinn? I know that each one of the are
Yeah, it'd be
slightly
a
different.
Yes.
Yes, great, cool. I didn't look like an MS. um, I guess I mean, we've met a djinn before.
Interesting.
But he was the father of one of our he was the father of one of our crewmates.
Is that right? Did he ever tempt you or tell you of tales that seem discouraging?
No, I don't think he did. I he seemed a relatively kind individual. Uh, He helped us. He helped us in in at least two situations. One resulting in his death.
So he is no longer amongst the living.
No,
Very well. Was there anyone else that you may have met? Should there be any threat made upon your life while you were gone?
wait 1 second. Hold on. Oh man, he collided everyone, but not his mother.
That plus 11, really. The 4 is crazy. I told you that nat 20 on your constitution check was Unfortunate.
It was really unfortunate, but it was the role that it got. So, no, no, I've been perfectly fine. Um, this whole journey.
Hmm. I'm having trouble believing that, Berlioz. You know I don't like when you lie.
I mean, there were maybe just a few situations, but I was in capable hands.
Right. And I'm supposed to believe that.
Well, I mean, I'm here, right?
The reason for my first
And
question was because I needed to know if you were going to be bringing home any of these situations.
I, um, I've tried to keep everything as hidden as possible. I only had one, um, kind of hesitates, for a moment. I I met one individual, who knew me, but I was I was disguised as not this, and just I looked different that no one would have known, but she knew who I was. And she said that she was a friend of yours,
Hmm.
or that she worked, maybe not friend, but she worked with you.
What was the
She
name
said
of this individual?
she said her name was Narani.
What did she want from you, Berlioz?
Um, I don't believe she wanted anything. She just, well, she wanted to dance, but I panicked, and because she just, it took me by surprise. But she just, she didn't ask for anything. It seemed like she just wanted to catch up.
Right. I suppose that was all that she wanted.
Yeah, and this boy was a drunken mess. So I would say, can I roll a history check?
Sure.
Oh man, the rolls are not good tonight. It's okay. Ah, do I want to burn an inspiration? Seeing how bad my rolls have been. Hmm, it's not good. I can get it back next time. I'm gonna use an inspiration here. Oh, it's not better. I mean, it is, but it's not.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, from what you can remember, it's nothing super great. I mean, what you remember now is pretty much all you got.
Yeah. No, again, he was a drunken mess then too, so I'm playing it to where he was at that mind state.
uh, Tala's face grows very serious as she looks at you, Berlioz, and mentions, "Do not trust her. She is of many faces. She is very interested in people like us.
I'm like,
Where did you encounter
us.
her?"
Um, at oh God, what was your guy's last name?
Grandra.
Grandra.
Brandon. I I remembered as everyone else was about to. Right. Um. At it was at a event for one of our other crewmates, like Grandrid Estate.
Hmm. Uh-huh. That's rather interesting. No matter. As I said, do not trust her under any circumstances, and if you are to see her again, do not seek her out. However, she seeks you out. You are not to say anything to her. You are to report directly to me. She is not to be trusted.
Can I make an insight check?
Yes.
Cool. Come on, dice, please. Why? What is wrong with you tonight? I just might as well leave them as my passives. Jesus.
Are all your passives higher?
Yeah. My passive insight's an 18. Well, that's a shame. He would nod. Okay, I understand.
Good. Then I shall have Elsa draw up everything we need for your coronation. Is there anything specific that you request for either coronation or your birthday? Or both?
Hmm, Could I get back on can I could I get back to you on that? I think I'm a bit tired. I might need to rest.
Of course, just make haste about it. You know we're on a time schedule now.
Right. Yep.
Very well. You may leave.
He will put his cup down. He will bow to his mother before leaving. And I guess to grab Drakkar in case he is still in the kitchen.
I think before you would fully exit the room, your mother would throw at you. You don't even have to turn fully for it. She'll just kind of throw it at you. Berlioz, I know you are strong, and you've made this family proud thus far, in most areas. But some enemies, some forces, cannot be fought with strength alone. There are beings ancient and relentless who might see you as more than just a prince. They may view you as a key to something much darker.
I don't know what to think with that information. But again, he's not going to question what his mother says.
And you
Um,
exit to go find your car.
oh, I need to add more dread onto exponential dread. Wow,
Existential.
brain. Existential dread onto this
Close enough.
poor kid. Anyways, Drakkar, hopefully you have something nice and fun going on with your life here.
How's Drakar's time in the kitchen been going?
Would there be anything you were specifically trying to do in
I don't know. Does Georgie have any ideas? Drakar doesn't really have any. I mean, he might try and make something. There's a
I mean, Georgie would be trying to perfect his shepherd's pie here.
Hmm. I'm trying to think of how. I mean, he's probably just watching because he's never fucking seen this. Hmm. I'm tempted to just have him try making something like random. Because out of character, I'm just thinking about, okay, realistically, based on their environment, how could they increase their actual diet?
Yeah, there's pretty much as skimped on vegetables as you were on.
Yeah,
However, vegetables weren't also like a super big part of your guys' diet
yeah,
as necessary it is toward theirs.
yeah. You know what? Let me find the name of the thing because I have an idea out of character. Because I feel like for Drakar's home and stuff, their diet is going to look a lot like the Mongol tribes. So it's going to be a lot of things that can be done over campfires rather than
Sure.
in like kitchens and shit. It what it essentially is, because I know roughly what it is, I just don't know what it's called, but it's the equivalent of like a fried dumpling, right? It's just like meat in fried dough.
Right.
And so he'd probably be trying to make something like that because he's more just trying to figure out foods that would be easy for anyone to make. 'Cause he's also realizing he's been thinking about it a lot, but his people don't exactly have a lot of what he would refer to as exportable culture. Because it's really hard to bring their cultural things elsewhere. So, all right, I guess a survival check. Assuming no one stops him from just doing shit.
Sure.
Okay, so with the additional +4, this is a roll at +10. 27.
Yeah, you can MacGyver something in there. Georgie is having another one of those moments where he wants to be angry, but he can't deny that this is a innovation.
Yeah, I found the name of it. It's fucking. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's like Kushur.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not sure if there is a difference.
It's a pretty low quality image, but that's roughly what they look like.
Oh, it's fucking delicious.
Yeah, it is just straight up like I'm not sure what type of meat specifically it would be. It'd probably be like small game, like rabbit and stuff.
Or venison.
Yeah, that's also an option.
Well, things like rabbit, things like venison are all things that are easily collected and readily available in the kitchen here. So
Yeah, I love how Georgie is conflicted because on one hand, this is my fucking kitchen. How dare he? On the other hand, hold up, let him cook.
I mean, the ice cream alone threw him off a little bit, but now he's like, "Wow, hold on, wait a second, we can do something with that."
Berlioz walking in to see Georgie actually working with someone to cook something.
Georgie is visibly puzzled because he's like, the shepherd's pie works so well for serving purposes. However, this magical, ingenious idea makes it now portable. Ah, look at that. That's pretty much what you would see walking in there, Berlioz.
It turned out better than I thought it was going to.
It doesn't even taste that bad. Ah, it's like magic. This kid does magic. Did you know that, kid? He does magic.
No, don't start him on that. He doesn't understand that.
What, you don't understand magic? How's that possible?
Not sure. I don't know. I come from an
Wizard.
entirely isolated tribe. We don't know much.
Well, between you and me, and a look at Berlioz, he's a wizard in the kitchen. Huh? Wizard? Because you studied? Yeah, you get it.
Right. Yeah, Berlioz is still a bit perplexed as to what was said to him as he left. And he's just kind of blank staring at right now. I honestly, Drakard, are you okay? Do you need help to your room?
I'm sure I can find it eventually.
Okay. Good. That was what I was going to check. I think I'm gonna call it for a night. For the night. Yeah.
Alright. I mean, you know where to find me if you need.
And do you know where to find me if you need anything, or Elsa, or Georgie, or Bertram, or whomever? Um,
It's been so funny if we just heard Elsa's sound off.
Very well.
Stop.
back foul beast.
Back demon.
Um, good. Okay. Well, good night. And yeah, again, kind of just full on blank facing it. And he will go to his room. And once he is in his room, he is going to close the doors gently before he fucking leans against them. And I think for the first time in this whole fucking campaign, I'm trying to think that the first time in this whole fucking campaign, this boy is gonna fucking cry.
Oh, I knew you were gonna fucking say that.
Aw.
Bad times for the boy.
I like how Berlioz is going through it. Volpa is studying faster than any living thing should be able to. And Drakkar is just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna invent a new food.
He's living the dream. TBH.
I feel like Georgie's having the weirdest experience thus far because now he just has someone actually capable that just randomly shows up to his kitchen.
For an inherently angry individual 24/7, he's been weirdly mundane these past 2 days.
Drakar's pacified him.
Maybe that's why he's angry still. He's angry at being pacified.
Damn it. How dare he?
I don't even know this
Fuck.
guy.
That's just the Drakkar effect.
It's gotta be.
But yeah, eventually Drakkar does return to his room. It probably takes him a little while.
Sure. As studies continue to take place in the library, and Jakar has created a separate kind of studies, and Berlioz's emotions through it. This is pretty much where I intended on leaving the session for tonight before things get super crazy next week. But leading into the craziness, as we are into what essentially would be our long rest here, I will leave you guys with the knowledge of in the middle of the night, there is a audible sound. I don't know what this sounds like, but I'm gonna play it for funsies.
So Lego pieces break. Huh. It
It
sounds like either something touching down or something bursting through a wall.
Randomly in
Does
the middle
appear
of the
to
night.
be the second one.
Just in the middle of the night. Oh yeah.
Someone
um,
Kool-Aid man the wall.
yeah, pretty much. That's what I'll leave you guys with.
Right. I love it.
I like the
Yeah, I had to really think there for a second. I was like, this is the fucking first time that I would openly admit that Berlioz has cried.
That's
Nice.
fair.
It seems like a heck of a thing to get that ball rolling.
Yeah.
It was the year of shit that's happened. It's finally pushed him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Drakkar hasn't had a full breakdown yet.
I think your breakdown was when your stepmom died there, Bucko.
Yeah, that wasn't far actually.
I was like, yeah, maybe he didn't shed tears, but he got pretty dark there. I was a little afraid for him.
I love sitting here knowing that, like, specifically at that time, it was one DM decision away from Drakkar going on a villain arc because his personality would have changed drastically if that was actually his fucking daughter. And I think about that often.
Sorry, I almost sent Drakkar into a villain arc. We're glad that he's still here with us in One Piece. Well,
I in mostly One Piece.
mostly One Piece.
Maybe in this coming combat, because I assume there's going to be a combat, I might actually be able to make use of the Dracarm. Mostly because the one time I used the snowball cannon, it was on something that couldn't be frozen.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. I love the 3 brain cells in this context of mental breakdown, study, and then Drakkar just going about life.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
my
mean, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, hey, my voice held it pretty fucking together for this whole fucking experience. So,
Oh yeah. Like, it's a fully justified breakdown. I'm shocked it didn't happen earlier.
he's sturdy.
Yeah. I'm also actively
He's
thinking about the fact that Drakkar saw Berlioz's, like, royal form preemptively.
that was after a drunken night.
Yeah, it was in the Triton Kingdom.
He's actually used it another time too, but
Oh, yeah.
everyone's it was with Narani,
Ah,
not the first meeting, the second meeting. And actually, that's also a lie. He's used it with Cillian, because Cillian was the other one who knew.
mm, that's true. I find it funny how currently Volpa's, I think, biggest hurdle is trying to gain the trust of Omu and Drakkar. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's. I don't know if it's necessarily been the biggest hurdle yet, but it is definitely the thing that is looming over her the greatest.
Mm. I'm interested to see how she's going to try to approach it with Drakkar and Omu.
I mean, it's gonna be spoiler, it's gonna be pretty simple and straightforward with a question dead to your face. What can I do to earn your loyalty and trust? It's like it was with Seamus, just like it will also be with Berlioz.
I like it. I like the
Let's
direct
make
approach.
let's make it real clear. Let's put some cards on the table. What can I do? What do you need? What let's let's make this work. I want to make this work.
You got to work with me here.
Yeah. All y'all need to start being cool about a lot of things, or else I need to know that I have your unwavering trust.
I need you all to get really cool with a lot of shit right the fuck now. I love the fact that, according to Seamus, Omu and Drakkar have the strongest moral compasses, despite the fact that Drakkar has done pretty much anything that's been asked of him.
Yeah, but I feel like Drakkar still has, in some standards, a moral compass of right versus just doing it for the shiggles, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like the best example was in regards to Felicity when Omu and Drakkar were like, hmm.
Why don't we just talk to her? I I think it's also because Omu and Drakkar typically both have the mentality of the simplest path.
Yeah, and I think that like once that idea was posited, and once we were able to confirm that there would have been another way off the tundra if the information was received poorly, that definitely turn Wolpa around to the idea.
I hope Felicity's being pampered, by the way, above board.
I think
Got her own
Felicity
fancy room.
hanging out in the library.
I hope she's being pampered because she deserves it. Slay Queen.
Uh, I'm still thinking about the fact that it would have been so bad, but it would have been so funny if Drakkar ended up in the throne room when Berlioz's mom was present. There's no way that would have ended well. I just think it would have been funny as shit out of character.
Ah, it would have been great. I always had a fear, and a not a fear, but it's a semi fear. I just imagined that Drakkar would be the fucking first person out of all the people in the team that ends up facing Berlioz's mother.
I mean, at this point, I feel like it's kind of an inevitability because every time it's going to be available, I plan to have Drakkar wander if possible. I feel
Berlioz
like
just
one,
feels like he's lost control of any kind of situation, so he's having
yeah,
a good cry right now, and he's gonna circle back.
yeah. Drakkar's used to not having control of situations. At this point, he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do as I feel until instructed otherwise.
I mean, that was the past year for Berlioz. That's kind of what he fucking did. He just hung out, literally didn't fucking do anything. That's what he wanted to do, was pretty much nothing.
And then we did everything.
Well, nothing that he had to hold responsibility to or that it had to be his decision. He was just the sheep in
Yeah.
this group.
and then that all fucking changed.
No, that's why he ran. That's why he ran
Yeah.
away from home. he, he wanted to fucking experience life and have people look at him like a normal fucking person. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, back to having the crown looming over your head.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild.
You know, if I had a nickel for when a party member became a ruler of their nation / people, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Back to back, too. I think that's funny.
Here's Blue Jay's challenge for the week. Every one of the NPCs here are linked to some kind of Disney movie, show. I want you guys to figure out which which ones. I mean, there's one super fucking obvious one. But
Yeah. So is it in name or is it?
all
Yeah,
the names are all different kind of Disney characters.
I know. I have a feeling Archimedes is the Sword in the Stone. Am I correct on that?
That is correct.
Yeah. That's
The
my
fucking owl.
mom. That's my mom's favorite Disney movie. I've watched it so many fucking times. I mean, Elsa's obvious. Georgie and Edric. I'm trying to think because
It's more
Georgie is a similar.
Georgie's last name, so I can post in his last name, and if you get it from his last name, I'll be impressed.
I'm not super big on Disney, but I also remember random shit. So it's a coin toss. Santorini. Italian sounding. Let's see.
I got nothing.
Yeah, the hardest ones are definitely Georgie Bertram. Edric honestly shouldn't be that hard if you are a.
Edric's is arguably harder because of the nature of where it's from.
That's. I mean, I feel
So-
like Morgan and probably Knife have both watched this Disney Channel show. It's new. I will point that out.
Mhm.
Or at least no context of the show.
Okay, so is Bertram, this is a bit of a long shot, but it is Disney Channel. Is Bertram named after the butler from Jessie?
Yeah.
I fucking that one, alright.
That one was a little on the nose.
Yeah. Alright. Edric. I'm a little not caught up on newest Disney Channel shows.
I think you would definitely love this one if I were to put a show that you would enjoy.
I'm trying to find other fun sound effects for you guys.
Wait. Oh, there's no fucking way it's from it's Owl House. God damn it. I know that one. It took me a second because I'm like, okay, if it's a show that you think I would like, it's a show I've probably watched. Where are their most E names? There's no fucking way.
Yep.
Yeah, that one is really random.
I really loved Edric's name ever since meeting the twins, and I was like, it has to be Edric.
No, I mean that's valid. The twins are such goofy characters. I'm trying to think for Georgie.
Berlioz'
Because-
mother's also named after a Disney character, and of course, then there's Miko, his familiar, which
Yeah.
is the raccoon from Pocahontas.
Yeah.
And then there's Kermit, the goldfish.
Mhm.
Kermit's still here.
Yeah. I can't. I'm trying to figure out if Georgie's is in relation to a more obscure Disney character. Because
It's
I
definitely
don't distinctly remember the name Santorini.
I will give you hints.
Mm.
So it is from a film that was considered in Disney's era of flop animations, flop movies. The only successful 2D animation film I feel like they produced at that time was Lilo and Stitch. The rest of their movies at that time are considered flops.
Yeah. Wait. Where the fuck do I know it? No, wait. There's no fucking way. Hold on. It is fucking Vinny. God damn it. I fucking love that movie. Why can't I remember? It's Atlantis. It's something.
Yep,
Yeah.
The Lost City of Atlantis.
Yeah, god damn it. I've watched that movie so many times. Vinny's one of my favorite fucking characters. I forgot his last name. He's such a goofy ass character, and then I feel like I
Hi,
can't
Morgan.
I didn't even hear they were leaving shit. And
I
then
don't think they.
yeah, I mean I feel like I can't make a guess on the mother right now because I have no context.
Have we dropped mom's name yet, babe? I feel like we
I
have.
don't know. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but that was an address to you, not necessarily to everybody else.
Ah.
I'm also stupid. If it isn't written down, odds are I might not remember it.
That's why it's not written down.
I know, right?
So you haven't formally met her.
Yeah.
She's great. I love her character.
Yeah. I am mildly fearful if Drakkar encounters her because I feel like there's going to be such a difference in understanding. Because Drakkar still only has a loose grasp on how power structures actually work. All right.
Frickin's a great buddy.
No. All right. I'll talk to y'all next week.